The price of Bitcoin is about to see a massive explosion towards the upside. And if you're not prepared for it, then you're going to lose big time on the biggest opportunity of your lifetime, which is when Bitcoin confirms the breakout from this double top pattern or double bottom pattern on the daily time frame when it breaks 64.5k, which is exactly the point where I'm going to be going long into Bitcoin. I'm currently long in Ethereum, but honestly, after what happened in token 2049, I'm not too sure if I should be keeping this long position. We'll have a look at it in the next few minutes, but it's hilarious. I think Ethereum is bullish. We've been holding this support of the 2022 trend line amazingly well. And we talked about this on the Telegram channel not very long ago. I think it was the 7th of September. So let's double check. On the 7th of September, I said that Ethereum could be an interesting one to go long here. So if you manage to go along on Ethereum, then massive, massive congrats to all the crypto kids. But I don't think the opportunity is over. I think if you're buying Ethereum and adding it to your portfolio on spot, that's probably a fantastic thing to do. And you can do that, by the way, using Bybit by buying crypto with fiat. Cash, credit card, not cash, but credit card or bank transfer is available on Bybit. And you can use their trading bot, which is the dollar cost trading bot, my favorite one, to go ahead and buy Bitcoin every single day without even touching a keyboard. You don't even have to open your phone. It just does it for you. So if you're interested in that, then you can sign up to Bybit using this link in the description down below. And if you want to trade Bitcoin on derivatives and buy Bitcoin like me on the channel and copy the $10,000 trading challenge, then you can do so by signing up to Bitflex using this link and get up to 68k in rewards. But with that said, let's jump into the price of Bitcoin because I have incredible charts to share with you on why I believe the price of Bitcoin is about to see a major breakout. And of course, we have the Vitalik news, the token 2049 recap, and what Trump did last weekend with Bitcoin. Last week with Bitcoin. So let's go into the daily time frame and talk about this symmetrical triangle. Now, the price of Bitcoin catapulted to 64.5k last week after the Fed decided to cut interest rates by 50 basis points. Now, why did this happen? It happened because when they cut interest rates, they devalue the dollar because they're telling people that, look, if you keep your money in the bank, instead of getting 5.25% interest yield, you're going to get 4.75% instead. And this will decrease gradually over the years. So what do people do? They sell their dollars and they decide to put it into risk on assets, which includes Bitcoin. Because when the value of the dollar falls, then the price of Bitcoin against the US dollar, that of course goes up. It's an inversely correlated relationship. And so far, its price impact has been pretty good. The stock market has been creating new all-time highs. And if the stock market continues to go higher, then the same should happen for Bitcoin. They are trading exactly the same as we speak. Right, so there is an issue though. There is a CME gap currently, which I didn't want to bring up, but I have to. I do have to mention the CME gap. There is a CME gap located at $54,000, which would be a 14% drop towards the downside if the CME gap is to be fulfilled on the 4-hourly time frame. And the annoying thing is these CME gaps do close every single time. I think there's one instance like 2 years ago where it didn't happen, but usually every single time these CME gaps do end up closing, and it could cause a correction of 14%. But we're not going to live our lives like this is going to happen, like it's written in stone, because every single time there is the chance that, of course, the CME gap doesn't close, and I don't want to live my life thinking that that will be the case. So I am still going to open a Bitcoin long position as a conditional order for if we cross above 64.5k, which would be the point where Bitcoin goes above the neckline of the double bottom resistance. This is the point. As soon as we break above the double bottom resistance with a confirmation, I will be going long on Bitcoin. Right now, we're trying to form a Bitcoin bullish pennant on the 4-hourly, but I would just be careful with this because usually over the weekend we do tend to board down as well. That is why 64.5k is the point of which where I'm going to go long on Bitcoin, and I'm not going to go long anytime earlier. If you want to find out how you can use conditional orders to set long positions for after, or let's say above the current price we're located at, then you can watch the second video on the link, or the second video in the description down below, to find out how you can use a cryptocurrency exchange. But Bitcoin aside, I think that these metrics, right, which one of them is confirmed by the legendary trader John Bollinger, will take Bitcoin above the prior resistance of the bull flag and the cup and handle pattern, regardless, because money supply, the global M2 liquidity, has broken out of this huge trend line, and it's continued to go up because they're continuing to print money, and Bitcoin, with a delayed reaction, will follow it regardless. So it's just a lag. It's just a time of which we need to be patient, because eventually we're going to break out with the nature of how economies work, and Bitcoin will reach new all-time highs. The time you invest in right now studying Bitcoin, buying as much Bitcoin as possible, will pay out dramatically in the upcoming few months, where we enter the most bullish phase of the market cycle. The second thing is by John Bollinger, where he posted about the W pattern as well on the weekly time frame and the current Bitcoin bull flag that is forming. It's one of the biggest that I've noticed. I mean, if we go back in history, I think the only point of comparison we can make is what happened back in 2019. Unfortunately, because we had the pandemic, we had the correction down to $3,000. But if we didn't have the pandemic, I think the bull market would have started off right here, and Bitcoin would have reached 60K, over 60K in a matter of a few months after breaking out in January 2020. From the pandemic, we got the crash, but I think what we're seeing right now in the chart is what will happen to Bitcoin, similar to what took place in 2019, just without the black swan event. And that could take Bitcoin to its final leg in the parabola, which would be around $90,000 to $135,000. And once Bitcoin does that, every single other altcoin with a more dramatic reaction will continue pumping towards the upside, which is why I have an Ethereum long position currently sitting over on Bitflex, and it's 350% in the profits. If you are not in this position, then I think buying Ethereum spot is still probably a good idea. Diversifying your portfolio, 60% into Bitcoin, 30% into Ethereum, and 10% into altcoins will generate you a minimum of 4 to 5x return in the upcoming few months based off of my experience. But of course, nothing in this video is financial advice, just my opinion and experience from the prior bull markets only. I think that Ethereum is a great pick to have in your portfolio, especially when it's priced under 2.6K, very, very cheap. And us bouncing from this critical trend line created since 2022 is another major factor for why I am bullish on Ethereum. However, there is this one very concerning video we will watch in just a few minutes. Bear with me, let's finish Bitcoin first. But yeah, this video is making me question if I should hold all the Ethereum that I do in my personal portfolio. But let's quickly go back to Bitcoin. We're breaking above the downward trend line that was created on the RSI for many, many months now on the weekly time frame. And the last time we broke out of this downtrend from the RSI was exactly a year ago, back in October, September of last year, when Bitcoin broke out from 27K and rallied towards the upside by 173%. I think the exact same situation can happen because we replicated it back in the previous bull market too. And the final Bitcoin chart is, of course, the most obvious one. Every single Bitcoin bull market and bear market recreates a bottoming out curve. We break above the prior all-time high, and then the real action, the real bull market is kicked off with a parabolic run after a breakout of the prior all-time high. The same thing happened in 2017 to 2020, and the same thing will happen in 2024 to 2025 too. It's just taking a bit more time, but more consolidation means that the move will be more aggressive. Always keep that in mind. So moving on to what I witnessed in Token 2049 that I wish I did not witness, because the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, did and said the following while he was on stage. Let's have a listen.
All the rest of them is mathematical. No more double spend, it's encryptable. Push your cash in your brain or it's terrible. A new form of wealth begins.
Yeah, so there you go. You have it. I mean, the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, spent his valuable time on stage singing a song that he devised about Ethereum. I don't know. I mean, it is making me question if I should still have my Ethereum long position open. But yeah, you make out of it whatever you want to make out of it. It is what it is at this point. But yes, Token was fantastic. I had a great time in Token 2049. Eric Crown won his fight at Crypto Fight Night against his opponent. So that was fantastic. So many legends in one photo. The conference was great. Met so many nice people. We did a collab video with Altcoin Daily and Tina. So if you want to watch this collaboration video where Altcoin Daily shares where he believes the price of Bitcoin will go in this bull market, I will leave a link down below in the description to, of course, the same place as where I have the Crypto Kids community over on Telegram, and of course, all the other bonuses we have for just the Crypto Kids only. But moving on, there was a very crucial event that took place last week, and that was former President Trump buying burgers, or in fact cheeseburgers, with Bitcoin in New York, and this is exactly what went down. Let's have a listen.
Who wants a hamburger? These suckers are good too. They make them good here.
Yeah.
This is a crypto burger. No, it's a Bitcoin burger. Actually, you should name them. Name a Bitcoin and a crypto. Who wants a hamburger?
I know it sounds like he knows nothing about what he's saying, and yes, kind of. It was organized by David Bailey, the founder of the Bitcoin magazine and the Bitcoin conference, an absolute legend, and Anthony Pompliano was also spotted there. I think he's just doing this for votes, guys and girls. I honestly don't see anything more than this, but yeah, you can comment on it as you wish. He is unfortunately losing against Kamala Harris based off of the Polymarket elections data, 47% to 52%. Honestly, it doesn't matter who wins this election. Bitcoin will still do the same thing it is programmed to do. The only thing that will change is the regulation in the United States. Allowing businesses to pursue their business in the US will be a difficult thing if the Democrats win the election. If we see a Republican victory, then US businesses will be able to flourish, and we could even get a bill that allows the US government to buy Bitcoin on a daily basis. That would probably be the most bullish thing ever. And yes, if we have a Republican victory, the prices of not only Bitcoin, but the stock market will likely go towards the upside. So, guys and girls, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, destroy the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. With that said, tomorrow I'm posting a video that I've filmed with Chris Crypto. It's fantastic on how you can make as much money as possible from this bull market. So stay tuned. I'll see you tomorrow. And guys, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.